Hello friends at Go Be Great. Your fearless leader Ed Harrold here at the beautiful Cal-A-Vie Resort and Spa in beautiful Southern California, where you can come for 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, or customize an amazing all-inclusive retreat. And today I'm here with Gina, who is an amazing young up-and-coming star in regard to helping people perform at higher and higher levels, get a great night's sleep, keep your heart rate down, keep your digestion strong, remove inflammation, mucus, phlegm, and fat. She's the whole package, everyone. And I've been so taken by her professionalism at such a beautiful young age. I wanted to share her with our audience here today. And as you can see, we're in the mountains of Southern California, and the food here is unbelievable. The farm to table perfection. They are so dialed in to what exactly you require, utilizing food as medicine. And when you can utilize food as your primary medicine, you'll be proactive in regard to keeping the body healthy, staying out of the doctor's office, and being in good rhythm as we move through the seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall, and the little spaces in between sometimes where we get a little mucus and phlegm in the body as it makes its transition through the seasons. So the strong food here is something that Wendy and I really enjoy. And then Gina explaining to us some of the details that most of us aren't aware of that are really seamless, that we can add to what we do in our day without adding more stress and actually becoming more resilient and more loving. So welcome, Gina.
Thank you. It's been great to have you here as a guest presenter.
It's been an honor to be here. Can you tell everyone a little bit about what your role here is at Cal-A-Vie?
Yeah, so a lot of people will go on a vacation or even a wellness retreat or something, and they do something that's so restrictive. They want it to be the healthiest week of their life, and then they go home and they want to binge on pizza. So I'm here to help them find that middle ground where they can feel their best, clean up their diet, eat the best that they can, get all those nutrients they need, feel their best, but then they pay attention while they're here. They kind of recalibrate their portion sizes, they eat a little slower, they're more mindful, they're eating really clean, and they can work that into their lifestyle when they get back home and keep that transition working into their lifestyle. So I'm here to support them to incorporate Cal-A-Vie's eating and nutrition, our philosophy, and making it a practice, something that they can practice while they're here and then take home with them.
Yeah, that's a great insight. And one of the things that I learned here this week from Gina is that you can clean up your microbiome in as little as 3 days.
Yeah, you can change the whole makeup of your microbiome in about 3 days. Some people have a harder time doing that than others, but just with a few, eating those fermented foods and having less stress, eating more fiber, getting more of those probiotics, you can actually change up the whole microbiome in about 3 days.
Isn't that amazing that you can change how your physiology works in your digestive tract, become more efficient in elimination and assimilation, while at the same time maybe processing difficult emotions or moods that sometimes hijack the goodness that we know resides in each of our hearts. One of the things that I really appreciated about you watching you present here today to over the week to the group was, when we're talking about nutrition and we're talking about diets, there's so many different things out there on the periphery, and sometimes it can become almost argumentative in regard to, well, this is the way I do it, and this is the way I always do it, and what do you mean by this, and what do you mean by that? And the way that Gina was able just to stick to the facts, and it really made sense in regard to the cycles that we want to be in around our food, around our activities, around our rest.
Yeah, I know people get so passionate about sticking with one philosophy that it starts to turn into a food religion instead of science. And the truth is that science doesn't have one clear, definite answer all the time. Sometimes there's a lot of different information and research, and we have to look at all of it and then say, how does it make me feel the best? And there's not always one right or wrong answer, and that we have to look at the science, and it might not always be so clear, but that's where I think different beliefs come from, and we have to sometimes try out different things. And
well, Gina really has a really wide bandwidth in regard to the information that she can give you to help you, and I'm positive that there's a lot you're going to learn from this woman. There was another thing that was remarkable to me. After dinner one night, I had an evening presentation on breath as medicine, and we had a full room here at Cal-A-Vie, and it was in the great room, and it is this room which is just incredible, filled with antiques. It has a circa 1480 fireplace in from Europe. It has a
It's incredible, isn't it?
Henry VIII tapestry on the wall on wind, of all things. Wind is breath, and I knew this is where I was supposed to be.
Oh, right.
And it was just great to present the Breath as Medicine programming to your guests here at Cal-A-Vie this week. And then following up with you the next day, you were telling me about a book that you've read called Just One Thing.
It's called The One Thing.
The One Thing.
It's geared a little bit more towards productivity, and I had listened to it as an audiobook, and I loved it, and I started listening to it again. And then after doing your class, it's really about focusing. What is the one big thing that you can do that will have a domino effect in everywhere else in your life? And then when I sat in on your lecture, it just hit me like a light bulb. And I was talking to my cousin, and I said, that is it. That's the key. The breath is the one thing. What you were teaching is the one thing. Because, when we think about this push and pull between how do I get the energy to exercise? How do I get the motivation, the energy? How do I stop making impulse eating decisions and making bad choices? How do I get better sleep? How do I become more positive? How do I become more calm? How do I manage my stress? We think about all of these different areas of our health and our well-being that we chase. We chase after so many, and it becomes overwhelming. And then I realized that, it's using the breath. It's the one thing that has a domino effect on everything else. Everything else falls into place. When I'm breathing, you showed us those techniques of how to breathe to get more energy, and that worked before my workout. All of a sudden I was using the breathing techniques that you had taught us to get more energy, to have motivation for my workout, to slow down and manage my stress, and be very methodical with my eating choices versus impulsive. That tends to be the downfall. How to get my body into that rest, relaxation mode before I can go to sleep. And I just realized that coming back to the breath, that needs to be the focus, and then everything else happens naturally without this fight for it.
Exactly.
So.
That's a lovely way of tying the whole package together, that your breath is the one thing that touches every single system, physically, consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously. And thank you so much for your kind words. Can you tell our audience what's next for you, Gina? What's next on your plate as you change the world and make it a more loving place?
We're always learning so much. I'm so lucky that I get to be at a place at Cal-A-Vie where they really support continuing our education.
Right.
So new research is just exploding, and we've got conferences lined up to go to. So I'm really excited to just absorb as much as I can. And then here we just get to have our fun creativity to create new classes and create new things and get it out there and keep doing what we're doing. It's so fun.
That's really great. And the continuing education is huge. So when you come out to Cal-A-Vie, folks, say hi to Gina from Ed Harrold. It's been wonderful here this week. And do yourself a favor and go to the website right now and try to find a set of dates that works for you. This is an amazing, transformative place. It'll happen quickly, in 4 to 7 days, and then go out and make your world a better place. Thanks for watching, and as always, go be great.